All right. Well, hopefully that changes over. I clicked the right thing, I think. Yep, I did. Must be a bad lag tonight. Oh, wonderful. Here we go with the lagging. So let's see how bad that is. Not too bad. I had to go check it out twice. So that's not too bad. Not bad at all. The man himself. Now that'd be Michael Dane, I believe. At least that's what they say. So, good evening, Tony and RM. It's Robert, correct? I'm horrible with names. Pretty soon it's all going to be initials. TWBWRM. I'm going to change mine to something W. Just be so much easier for me to remember. I have nothing actually planned. About the only thing I have planned was going to show right here. This is what I did today. You can see basically where I stopped about halfway down last week. So I finished this out, and I don't know exactly the exact number of bricks, but it was well over 100. I do know that. And then I've got to, there's audio to this if you want to hear it. I've got to lay down the filament underneath it, and then put the rocks. And I got rocks for days. The whole backyard's full of rocks as well. So
there it is.
This whole thing was built so that my post office people don't put a path in my yard.
And I'm sure them stupid postal people can walk through here as well.
And I have to give one of them some respect and some kudos, because he was actually walking up the driveway, putting the mail in, and then going back down the driveway. And I stopped him one day. I said, hey, what are you doing? He says, why? And he ripped this big old plastic thing out, like 8x10 placard thing. He goes, we can't, and it was red. It was funny. He goes, we can't walk in your yard. I'm like, no, man. I said, I put the walkway in specifically for you to walk on the walkway. He's like, oh, I didn't. He goes, so it's okay that I walk down that? I'm like, of course. I said, you know, if it needs to be adjusted, let me know. And he zipped right through it. He goes, no, that's really good. So this is one of two projects I want to get completed this year, and the other one won't get completed. I still have a little slight bow, right? And I can't expand it. I thought I had that running. Let me see. I do have that running, so why can't I expand that? I got to go up here and check to see where I've got this set. Oh, 175%. That's not good. Let's go with 125. So right here, oops. Right here I've got a little bit of a, you go straight, and then it kind of curves outward a little bit, and then I've got it straightened back out. I may or may not fix that. I don't know. I think once I get the rocks in there, no one's going to notice it. No big deal. And I don't know if in this video I show, yeah, maybe a little bit, maybe back. I mean, people that have been with me for a while, they know the story of the rocks. So you can see a little bit off here to the left. That used to be all full of rocks, and I gave the majority of them away. And then this brainstorm idea came to me, and I thought, you know, why don't I? Actually, I laid the stones down, and then I got tired of using the weed whacker in between them. And there's the other side. I've got it worked down to there. So I'll continue working this down, and I'll get the rocks put in there, and then I will amend the soil with either some good soil or just whatever I can get my hands on. The soil that the mums are in, I got for free, and other than it does have a little bit of weeds in it. I mean, look at that. Those are last year's mums. We put those in last year just so that we didn't have this big, ugly rock brick garden thing. We just threw them in there, and they were, if you can see this yellow one right here on the side, they were that size last year. They were real small, and they grew this year. Just, I mean, it was awesome. So hopefully they come back next year. If not, we've got some thoughts and some ideas of what we're going to put in there. We got mums on each corner of the porch. And then I still got some cleaning up to do there, obviously. So that's what I did today. Believe me, it was not fun. So I want to research something here while I'm here. 2 minutes? Oh, please. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's got another $100 bet. I wonder if that'll show up in my PayPal or not. Blender. I wanted to see if this is free. It says free and open 3D. So I watched a video today on Blender, and like I really need to take on another video editing project. I've got Photoshop that I'm still learning. I've got Davinci Resolve that I'm getting fairly comfortable with, but I'm still learning it by, I mean, no stretch of the imagination do I know what I'm doing with that. Little things, yes, but no, by no means do I know what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water. So it says it's free. I'm going to go check that out real quick. It looked really interesting. Oh, you can download it. Okay, so I'll check into that later. That's just what I need. So yesterday I was playing around on my screensaver, and I've added some things in, and I was trying to adjust some things and fill some spaces in. He wants to know if I'll take an IIOU. I might take an IOU, but I don't know about that IIOU. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. So, anyway, I want to fill in the spaces. And I think over here, this may have music, so I may have to get ready to mute it. No, I've already got it. So you can see there's, did those two fly in? No, they didn't. So I did not save this yet, because this little picture and this little picture are supposed to come flying in. Oh, maybe I didn't render that out. Uh-oh. Now, do I have video? Do I have audio on that? I do. I have to keep that quiet. So that's what I'm working on. That's the big thing. I've given up on getting this one finished. I may keep it around for next year. And let's see here. No, that's not it. There's somewhere in here I've got another, oh, maybe right here. So that's kind of the premise of what I wanted, but I need to shrink it down, and then I want to make it move from skeleton hand to skeleton hand. And I've got one somewhere where the eyes are just about perfect. They're not all out of shape like flattened eggs or whatever. So it'll be a good project for next year. That's not it either. I think this one moves, if I remember right, or maybe not. No, apparently not. So as soon as we get the rain that they're projecting, I will actually be able to come in here and do some organization. Right. Keep telling myself that anyway. This is kind of the effect I wanted. It's moving back and forth, and then it goes away, and I'm just going to have to figure out how to loop it so that it doesn't end. And then, oh wow, that kind of was interesting. It kind of sped up there and went to left field. I keep forgetting about the delay too. There it is. It finally showed up. So why is that doing? Is that doing that at the end? No, it's doing it about halfway in between it. I want to find the one where I got the eyes done, because it turned out really good. It really did. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. I was really pleased at how well the eyes did come out. I think this might be it. Nope, that's not it either. That's clearly not it. So did I not save that? Kind of looking like I didn't save that. Because I looked at these four. I don't see anything else in there. Maybe this. No, I looked at that one. I looked at that one. I looked at that one. That one looks about right. Nope, that's not it. Clearly that's not it. So, I don't know. It's in there somewhere. Oh, there we go. Ha! Who would have thought I'd have put it down there? So I got those eyes pretty close there. And I did the before and the after. There's what it looked like before. Kind of zoom that out. And then this should go to some test things I was testing around. Yeah, I really like that. I got to go in and look at how I did that because I like that effect. I didn't have the volume up. I was actually, I was doing two things. I was on my other monitor. I was finishing up Squid Games, and on the monitor that Carrie was on, I was taking a sexual harassment quiz, which I got 90% on, by the way. Thank you very much. And the one question I missed, I kind of figured I was going to miss it because it was one of those ones where there was a right answer and then there was a really close to the right answer, and I chose the really close to the right answer. So I missed one, got 90%. It's done. So no, there's no, the status of the Garth to Doug to Garth or whatever is BH Ringer has reached out to someone that does Photoshop like way better than I do. So we're kind of waiting back to hear back from him to see what he does because he thinks he's probably just going to do it and then show the results, which that's fine. Man, I'll tell you guys, it took me forever to get that. And it's still not right because you can see right here, I can make that full screen. Yeah, you can see right here I didn't get all of that erased out. It's a lot of fun though. And the blender, there's some thoughts in my head about what I want to do with that. And it's obviously for my grandchildren. And that's it. If I can learn enough to do what I want to do with it for them, then that would be cool. And we'll see. Who knows? I may start a second thing about Blender. Test number 1, experience number 1. I'm going to jump over here and open a new tab. I got to go check something real quick. 6-0, top of the 7th. Okay, cool. I'm not keeping up with the game tonight because I watched it the other night. And I shouldn't have done that because I jinxed them and they lost, and they really should have won that game, but they got their butts handed to them. So I wanted to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blackwatch, do you know if there's a way I can get a total of my videos without going, there's 5 across, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's 150. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. That's 200. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 52, and almost, I might as well just do one more real quick and have an even 53 times 5. What would that be? 1,565 videos. And my first one was back 18, well, my first one was 13 years ago when I know some of you have seen this, some of you have not, but I played a lot of golf when I lived in California, and if you follow that ball, it's going in the hole, and then it gets right to the end, and I don't know. I read that thing perfectly, and I was just so upset. And I think what upset me more as the day went on is the guy holding the pin for me, the flag for me, he taught golf in the Philippines. And he said, hey, take me golfing with you, and I'll show you some tricks and this and that and the other. Well, yeah, he didn't show me anything, so I think he just conned me into going golfing so he could go golfing. But he's a good friend. I mean, it is what it is. It was what it was. So what was his response, Robert? I again, I didn't listen to hardly any of it at all. If you remember what it was. I don't know if I think I shut that off already. Let me go see here. That's there. Yeah, I've already shut that off. So I can't even go back and watch it. Well, he may make it private like he's been doing lately anyway. So I got to look at this real quick. So there was the first. I'm getting smarter about this. I'm not rendering the whole thing out. I'm rendering the parts that I've done, the changes. There you go. There you go. The two fly in. So did you catch that? Watch the two little pictures. One comes to the left and one comes from the right. Now, I think I'm going to go in there and make both of these do the exact same thing. I got this one fixed, I think, but I'm not sure. So, because I don't have a GPU, I've got to render them out to see what they look like. I can get rid of these two. I don't need them. And I'll just put this one up here at the top. yeah, Carrie, I don't think Carrie has a short answer for many things. It's like somebody, I seen a comment in there that Carrie said goodbye 3 hours ago. Boy, ain't that the truth. So, I'm going to jump into Davinci Resolve unless I get some protests from the chat room. I updated this the other day. Still locks up. Wish I could make this bigger. I can't. So I'm going to bring up my screensaver. It's not a screensaver actually. It's just a big 32-inch electrical. What do you call it? Electronic picture frame. And somehow I've got this screwed up in that, oh there, I know why now. So this will take a minute to load in. And I'm going to reduce the viewer so I can see all. And as you see right here, I've got this muted so that way I don't get a copyright violation from YouTube, because I will get one. And it looks like it might be all loaded in, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And it's not. So we sit here in awkward silence. A very long time in awkward silence. Davinci says he's too sore. Actually, I don't feel too awfully bad tonight. Given a choice between getting the bricks moved or getting the chicken coop done, I'd rather get the chicken coop done, but it's going to be more intense. In fact, I'm just going to put the tarps up around. Do I keep all my videos, or rather say download them? Yes and no. This automatically was saving them to my desktop, and this desktop was just a torrid mess. So I got a 2 terabyte drive over here. It's mechanical, so I've been putting them all over there, and I can access them from there. And then I'm finally getting smart. Instead of taking them out of my downloads, I started me a screensaver data folder. It's got 298 objects in, or 298 pictures in it, and I think I added some last night because I was really going to work on this a little bit last night. It's just my grandkids, and I got to be real cognitive of the fact that there are people in the world that will look at this for what it's not, and that just frustrates me to no all in. But to answer your question, yeah, I've got them pretty well backed up. I'm looking at getting a new M.2 drive, strictly so that I get away from the mechanical drives, because as we all know, mechanical drives will fail at some point in time, and I just don't want that to happen. I'm not sure why I put those in there. Oh, that was for a project I was doing. This is my Rooting Roses project. But I'm getting smarter. I mean, and then I got the 3 kids, and I got to add one more. I actually got to go in here and do it while I'm thinking about it. I have to add ARA, and then I don't know if I can put these in order or not. View. Why can't I change these around? I should be able to move those. Properties, not under properties. What's that under? I thought it was under. No, I do not do a cloud backup on anything. Primarily because the only cloud thing I have is Amazon. I don't know if I can back everything up to that or not, because photos are unlimited, videos is limited to, I think, 15. Now, why can't I move this? Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Blackwatch, why can't I move this over here? What is preventing me from doing that? Right now my brain is not working. So, sort by name, ascending. So A comes before, wait a minute, AR. I left it. ARA. There we go. So I should be able to move that over there. I don't know why I can't. I should be able to put that there. I don't know why I can't. And I'm just brain dead right now. Nope. Well, I'll live with it. I think too with the cloud backup, what scares me is I'd have to have another login, another password, and I'm not real good about remembering passwords. That's why I have a password manager, which is not well liked, but I've had it for years and I haven't had any problems, and I don't pay for it. And if I ever have to get rid of it, I'll go to the one that Carrie suggests. And I can't remember what the name of that is right now off the top of my head. Well, this is just going to be a long night. I did manage to turn the volume on as Carrie was wrapping up. He was talking something about YouTube, the content, to do what you like to do. And I wholeheartedly agree with him on that, because ask some of these guys that have been around with me for a while. Ask Tony Wallow, ask Blackwatch, ask Sane Goat. They will tell you I really have some things that are out there in left field most of the time. So let me go look at some. You know what I need to figure out how to do? I'm gonna task Blackwatch to figure this out for me. So I need to see which one I want to deal with. I think RoboFarm. Yes, thank you. Golly, man, I couldn't think of that to save my life. So is this in dripping loudly again? Is this got a? No, it does not. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out. Okay, that's the one I want. So that's the other one I want. So I want those two. I want to shut all these other ones off, and I only want to deal with. I can leave that one. It's not going to bother me. And I want to deal with that one. Yeah. If I ever get to 200 subs, we better go out and make sure the world's still spinning, and we better make sure nothing's falling out of the sky. We better make sure there's no the day after tomorrow type storm going on. Yeah. What am I up to now, by the way? 24, 25? Something like that. I think I hit my goal of 25 that I had set. Yeah, 24. Yeah, close. Real close. Real close. I got to reach out to a couple people later on tonight and give them my email. Some things I want to share with them. So what I want to do is I like this effect that comes in here to this picture. So I'm going to figure out that that's that one there. So I got to remember how I determined what that effect was. And yes, this would be a perfect opportunity for me to remember to write down the doggone stupid effect over what's going on. Because I like how that comes swooping in from up there like that. Yeah, I did. No, I actually gained 2 or 3 out of carries. More, how do you pronounce it? 210. Posted by, I thought that was great. I asked her if it was all right, but I don't know if you didn't see it or you didn't care or what. And that's fine. I mean, honestly. So, can I do a... Darren, what the hell are you doing up? Is it not like, let's see, it's 10 o'clock here. So, is it not like 3 o'clock in the morning where you're at? I may have to go to chat here. Hold on. I'm going to have to jump over here. Wow. I can't believe you're here. Because I know it's either 3 or 4 o'clock. I still haven't figured out the time difference, and then the time's going to change in a week, so that's going to screw me up. 3 o'clock, okay. So I thought, are you just now getting up to go to work? I know you worked on Tuesday, which was an extra day for you. So while you're figuring that out, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to right-click this and see, oh, there is, maybe I can actually click on that, go to the Fusion page, and I don't see it. Wonderful. It says open in Fusion, but that's not really helping me out. What is this effect? There gotta be right click. So new fusion compound, new fusion clip, remove attributes. I tell you what I might be able to do. Center on edit, change transition duration, open in Fusion page. I'm going to go see what this does. It's a warp. Okay. Alright. That's cool. So, a warp. I'm just waiting for Blackwatch to give me a next generation reference on that one. It's a warp. Or it's actually a wrap. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to change this one now. As soon as so there we go. So I'm going to, I think it's, I don't want to delete the picture. I just want to get rid of the effect. Because if I hit delete, oh, it did. Okay, cool. Just got rid of that. That's good to know. Now I'm going to go in here and try to remember where I find WARP at, which is clearly not there. Let's go into here. Oh, there it is. Well, that's not what I thought it was. So another need I need to get a graphics card is if you're supposed to be able to hover over these and move back and forth and it show you what the effect is. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the right picture, which I am. And then you're supposed to be able to do that, but you can't. But I'm going to go ahead and add it because I know I want it. And I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to try to gently put it right there. And I'm going to move that back there. And we're going to hit play. And it should only have two. If I go in there and shut this other one off right here, then hopefully... Now, I figured you would catch the Star Trek The Next Generation. You were talking about data, and I said no, Deanna. I figured you'd catch that. But anyway, I'm going to hit play and see if it does what I think it'll do. It did not. Wonderful. Oh, there it is. Oh, I like that. I do like that. Okay, so here's what I have to do because of the no graphics card. I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to do this a different way. I'm going to go into render. I'm going to call this Untitled, and I want it to go over there, so that's fine. I want it to be MP4, so that's fine. And I only want to get the first set of blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the render queue. Maybe. Oh, it already exists, so I want to cancel that. I want to call this Untitled A, and then add to the render queue, and I'm going to render it. So now we're going to have some awkward silence time again because I'm going to sit here and watch this. It should go relatively quick because it's only rendering out 2 little pictures with 2 little effects on it, and we will see. Anybody want to do a Zoom while we are doing this? Anybody? And of course you know the next line in that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the rendering because it's way past. Yes, Deanna Troy. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this rendering. And I do it this way because it's a little quicker. Gary, good evening, good morning. Actually, what is it, 11 o'clock your time? It's 10 o'clock my time. So I just rendered that out. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. I put it over here in this drive, and it's called Untitled A. So I'm going to play it and see how this looks. Awesome. Awesome. That is sweet right there. That is just perfect for what I want. Yep, that'll work right there. That is just wonderful. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at this one. So you can see the difference now. I apologize. It's top of the hour. All aboard! I knew that'd wake her up. Tickets! Tickets! I ain't right in the head. There's just no doubt about that. Alright, so I'm going to go over here, put up the world, and go into here, minimize, go into here, go into edit, and I'll do it this way. Paste. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go right here in chat, and I'll put it in chat as well. There we go. So it's there twice, and go back over here, take the world away, and there will not be any video from the Zoom because I got the video running and the stream. Maybe not. What's the doggone lag? Tony, are you counting the lag time, brother? I know one time you said it was extremely long. Did I not? There's somebody joining us already. Darren!
Do so, I'm turning the thing off.
Yeah, you're talking to yourself.
No, I'm just turning the mic off the TV
Off the YouTube. So, are you just now getting up to go to work, or did you just wake up, or did you just finish? Okay, let me rephrase that. Did you watch Carrie's chat and you decided to come over here and not go to bed?
No, I just noticed you were live, so I came over.
Oh.
What the hell? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not too bad, Tony. I mean, the other day at like noon in the afternoon, it was zippity quick, like 2 or 3 seconds. It was just amazing, and now it's like horrible. So I can bring Darren over here and put him. Let's see here. This will be interesting. Well, maybe. Gotta wait for the delay. 2,200 hours. Anybody has any 20? So did Blackwatch leave? Okay, that's a little too low. Let the delay catch up. I'm trying to just set it right above where I'm at here, and I'm gonna have to go in to OBS and actually create another scene that has these on it, so I don't have to mess with it all the time. But why did that not move back where it's supposed to? There we go. Golly, that delay's horrible. That is just absolutely horrible. So how many people has joined us in the Zoom participants? Gary's with us. Blackwatch is with us. Well, it blinked, but I don't see what happened. So Darren,
You didn't update with your video?
pardon?
You still got the photo on?
Yeah, well, the photo's on because what I have to do is go in here and disable the camera right here, and then I got to go to properties, and then I got to deactivate the camera, and I got to go okay, and I got to minimize that, and I got to go to start video, and then I got to go to settings, I think. Oh no, there it is. I see it. So it's just a pain in the neck. Another reason why I need to get another camera, but there's no rush on it at all. So, Blackwatch, are you with us? So this is interesting because they're showing up here, both Gary and Blackwatch, but I don't see them down here. Let me change the view.
On the top?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. And then when someone speaks, the yellow box goes around. That's kind of a neat little thing.
Yep.
So why are you showing up? Why is it showing up twice? On the YouTube stream, it's showing up twice. That's weird, interesting. So
So it is.
oh, you know why? I know why. Because I actually did do this. Now one of those should go away. Let's wait for the delay. Man, the delay's going to kill me tonight. I don't have the patience to deal with that. Maybe. There we go. Oh, they both went away. That's interesting. But you...
I got some hate mail in the chat tonight.
You got some hate mail?
Yeah.
Oh, just forward it to me. I'll deal with it for you.
I hung it out there for you. Nobody came.
I honestly wasn't. I was doing, like I said, I was catching up on... I wanted to finish Squid Game, and I was taking Lorna's sexual harassment class for her that had to be done. So I muted Carrie, and I was bouncing back and forth. I had Squid Game running up to the left, and, you know, I mean, it was just kind of busy. So, Gary, I don't see your microphone. Can you, if you can hear us, type something in chat so we know that you can at least hear us.
Gary is snorkeling in the pool with Mrs.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a heated pool, that would be neat. That was one thing, when I first went to San Diego, that was one thing I really liked. For the first 3 months, I was stationed, that's the wrong choice of words. I was living in La Jolla, California at the company's expense, and every night I'd go down to the hot tub, and man, it was nice. And I actually tried to not stay in that place, and it was right on Google La Jolla, California, and it was right on the doggone ocean. Got to remember what the La Jolla Shores, I think, is what it was called. Yeah, right here. It was just, man, was it sweet. So when my first week there, I was out in this area somewhere at a Holiday Inn Express right there, and then my boss was like, "Oh no, we're not staying there. We're gonna move up here to La Jolla Shores," and it was right. Let me see if I can bring this up right here. And then it was right. Okay, there's the seal. It was right here, White Sands, La Jolla. And I hated the drive. No, Gary, we cannot hear you. Has anybody heard Gary?
No, 33,000 employees are off on coffee break, so they might Hey, Derek found his camera.
Really, I have to go check into that.
Either that or he looks a hell of a lot like you. Oh my God.
No, I found the camera. That's me. I would hope Gary doesn't look anything like me. Gary, do you look anything like me?
No, Darren.
Oh, Darren.
How come it says Darren? It says Darren Gilmore.
Yeah.
And his head's bobbing around like he's half asleep, which is understandable.
Well, geez, it's only, what, 11 o'clock or 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock? What time is it there? 3?
Oh, 3?
Man. So, RM, are you still in the chat room? Like to take attendance now and then?
Come on, Robert. Punch the button and go into the Zoom.
There we go. Nope, we still can't hear you, Gary.
Are you sure?
Oh, wait. Whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, you are. Did
The
you?
whale just hit the beach.
I'm going to say something sexual about you, but I don't think you can do it.
Oh, go ahead. I got broad shoulders.
That was stand up, do it your shoulders.
Oh, jeez.
Who said I'm not saying?
That's funny.
You cannot hurt me. My skin is too old, thick, and scarred.
So, Gary, your company doesn't run 24 hours, does it?
Some plants do.
Oh, wow.
Not in Detroit.
Wow.
But today, I will say what we did today. We had a meeting about, we're going to make about $40,000 a week extra for a while.
Are you giving out personal loans?
No, what's happening is you got to have your shot or else your vaccination.
Oh. Oh. So, y'all remember my classmate that joined the other day? Real briefly, I think it was yesterday.
I hope I didn't step on her toes.
Oh, you're not. You didn't. She told me tonight that even though her husband didn't pass away from it, the cause of death listed on the death certificate is COVID-19, and he did not pass away from that. And that's just horrible.
I personally have a problem with that. 'Cause I know a couple of people that died. One lady had breast cancer, and I mean, when she got it last year, they told her she would like to make it to Christmas. And she made it to this spring.
Yeah, he was diagnosed in, I want to say May or June, and they said you literally got days to live, and of course that threw everybody in a loop. And he made it until a couple days ago. But she did say he did pass peacefully. I mean, from all the morphine she told me they were pumping in his body, I would think so. Just sad. Really is sad. And I was glad she joined. She needs to get her mind off of what's going on. She's got disability, and that's got to add to it. And just, anything we can do, or I can do, or anyone can do to ease her mind right now is a good thing. So.
I don't know if it's all that wise, and you can't get her out. That's the best thing. get her out.
Yeah,
But
no, well, she lives in Florida, so, and she
There
lives
is
near the
Zoom.
beach.
There is Zoom. I mean, I'll clean up things, you know.
Oh, she would fit right in with not having to clean anything up. She might embarrass some of us. So, I'll ask her next time we talk. Next time I set it up, I'll ask her.
Yeah, but you gotta find out, you know, like I said in Carrie's, I almost got whacked pretty hard tonight, but that's okay.
Why, what happened?
Well, is this going on YouTube?
It is. Would you like to end the YouTube and keep the Zoom opened?
Oh, I mean, Robert's out there. I don't.
I think Tony's about the only one that's still with us. I think Robert left. And
Well, Carrie was going on about, and rightly so, about some YouTube channel that, he asked somebody to be quiet while he filmed, and thought, okay, here it comes. And they have a YouTube channel and said something about, who's the guy, Subaru Mike. Oh yeah, we'll be quiet for him. So I said something about the American way of life, and a few people come, well, whatever. All I said was, the American way of life, you gotta love it. No, I mean, you really gotta love it. It's a state law since 1965. You know, get a grip.
so Robert is with us, but he's leaving because he gets to go to work to get some overtime. And I don't know exactly where he's at, but most of the time overtime laws you're getting time and a half, so gotta.
Didn't he just came back?
Yeah, I think he's been here the whole time. He's like sitting in the shadows, and he'll speak every now and then, which is fine. But I know I never turned overtime down when I had the opportunity to get it, because the money, especially in California, if you worked overtime, the first 4 hours of overtime were at time and a half. Then the second 4 hours of overtime was at double time. So I worked many 16-hour shifts just because of that fact and that fact alone. Money was great. I mean, the money really was. I worked 21 straight days once just because of the money. And we were short-staffed, so, I mean, it all worked out. So.
Gary?
I'm here.
Your place is non-union. When
No, it isn't. Who said it's not union?
No, what I'm saying is, there's certain jobs that would be non-union.
Every job's are all union.
Anyway, what do you pay an hour for overtime?
Most of the time and a half except Sunday. Double time.
We used to have.
What about holidays?
We try not to work holidays, but if we have to, it'd be triple time.
No, I used to, when I took the job outside the union, of course, they had to compete with the union, right? And at the end of it, by the time I really got going, they changed it to time plus $5 regardless. It cost me to go to work, and I had no choice, you know. But I guess they could do whatever they wanted to do. Can you imagine time plus $5, and you got to drive 50, 60 miles or whatever?
Depends how many hours you work extra.
Sorry?
I said it depends on how many hours you work extra. You work 40. I know a guy, just somebody I met, and he was smoking, and I was outside just taking a breeze. And I was like, you know, what's the person doing here this part? It's not on shift. And I found out that he works like 6 hours a day. What he does when he quits, you know, overtime, when he's done with his shift, he walks the plant and sees if he can work for anybody else. You know, oh, Mr. Foreman, are you short today? Okay, I'll work for you.
Yeah.
So he gets, not only does he get, 6 hours, or 8, whatever he get, he gets time and a half for those.
Right. So oddly enough, Lorna tried to do things the right way today. And she actually called the administrator and said, hey, I need to switch my Tuesday for Thursday. She's off Thursday. And I guess the administrator was in one of her moods, and she said, well, you got to find someone to work for you rather than just switch her out or days.
I hate that.
And then she explained the situation, and she was like, so you still got to find someone to switch her out. So she approached a couple people, and they were like, no, tomorrow's payday. No one's going to switch. You can't blame them. So she ended up calling in late because the original plan was she would just go in late after what was going to took place. Well, was going to take place didn't until about 6 o'clock. She gets off at 10. So there's really no point in going to work. I mean, seriously. So she called him and said, hey, look, you know, this is a situation. There's really no sense in me coming in. And I'm like, the response she got, I was just flabbergasted. Now, this is after Sunday where they scheduled 10 nurses to work and 4 of them showed up. And the 6 that didn't show up, there will be absolutely no disciplinary action to them whatsoever. Because it was Halloween and they had kids and they had to go take them out trick-or-treating. So, it's just frustrating.
My wife went to my daughter's place to let them trick-or-treat.
We didn't have no one knock on our door again this year. I seen about 6 or 7 trick-or-treaters. Did that copy over the... Sorry guys, I'm listening to you. I'm just working in Davinci Resolve real quick. I'm trying to figure something out here.
Before anything goes sideways, did you stop the YouTube? You don't have to.
I can. Hold on.
No, don't. I just want to know. That's okay.
Well, if I stop it, are you going to cut loose?
No. I just.
Well, I mean, there's really no sense in doing it because I'm listening to you guys, but I'm in here kind of trying some new effects, and then I'm going to render it.
Have Tony and them one in there. It's.
Are you still? Let's ask Tony. Are you still with us?
I don't have it on screen. I don't know.
I'm just going to wait and see if he answers. This will go quick.
Tony, come in for 5 minutes.
According to participants, we're all there is.
So Gary, were you out for a late night swim tonight?
No.
Is your pool heated?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, it's heated. It's heated. Jesus.
It is.
Why would the pool be cool?
Because you're in Michigan, it's 40 degrees right now. 38.
As he said, it was cool.
Yeah, meaning it's nice that it's heated.
I don't forget.
Well, it's also groovy. That's how old I am. It's groovy.
Groovy. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Gary, I told you about that conversion for 3 months. I worked 16 hours a day, Saturday, Sunday, holidays. That's why they changed the hours, the pay, you know.
That part I have very little to do with. I have it in some operations area, but I would love to be able to change the hours. Because I have a couple of people, hourly people, that are making more than a lot of salary people because of the way they work.
Well, I was deemed salary, but, you know, that's, you know, nothing over 37 and a half hours, thank you. Anything more than that's overtime. But anyway,
As some of you probably know, it's cheaper to pay overtime than it is to hire somebody new.
well, they didn't think that way, but stupid, you know.
Well, last year, I started last year in February, and in December, I implemented something without talking with the CEO or anything. With the W-2 for the end of the year, I printed out exactly how much you cost us. And most people don't know this. In our company, your benefits cost over $10,000 a year.
Oh, sure it does. Like I was on, I got on the union committee, subcommittee, and I thought, well, why not? I'll find out, you know, I want a union. I'll find out, you know, what it's all about.
Union people want it, not union people, but union, you know, man, or whatever they are. president of the union, they tried to shoot me. I'm joking.
So Darren, a real quick quiz. Do you see what I'm trying to do here?
Yeah, I'm lost wolf.
And you know what I'm doing? You know what I forgot to do? Well, I'm over here in the render page, and I need to be in the edit page. That's why that's not working. I'm trying to turn on this other track so I can make an adjustment to that. And I keep forgetting when you go over here, you can't do anything. You're literally up a creek without a paddle. You can render it out, obviously, but you can't make any changes. So, and none of this. Oh, I'm adding the. You remember the small pictures I added? I think it was yesterday, and then we came to the conclusion we were going to animate them somehow.
Yeah.
I'm just working on the animation. I'm doing it a different way this time around. I'll show you real quick if you're still watching if you're still watching the stream. Let me see if I can get this. I want to go to import, and then I want to go to my desktop, and then I want to go to screensaver data, and I just want to grab a newer picture, which should be down here somewhere. It doesn't really matter at this point in time. Let's just grab this one. That's a good picture to work with. And then I'll go find it over here.
How come Darren looks like Ken?
We're brothers. I haven't told anybody. Oops, wait, I just did. Sorry. Did I not save? Did I not just import that? Or did I have it imported already? Let's try this again. Go grab one that I know I don't have. Oh, that could be devastating. Here, we'll put the doggone flowers in there. I know I don't have that one in there. There we go. So what I've been doing is I've been adding it to the track, and I'll just turn this one on here. So then, now this one is just way too big. So to shrink it down, you come over here to this and you just shrink it down to what you want. And then you move it where you want. As opposed to trying to go into the Fusion page and add in the effects to it. It just works out a little bit easier. So that's kind of close to what I want. So I'm going to go in and move that back a little bit to the right. And then I want to bring it down just a little bit further right there. And then the X and the Y are linked, so whatever I do to them, it's going to be together. And then what I've been doing lately is instead of trying to do it with the arrows, I'll just do 250. Oops. Whoa, 100. Where the hell did that come from? 250. Oh, wait a minute. It's going to be, what, 250?
Does Tony ever do Zooms, ever?
Tony, do you ever do Zoom ever? If he's still with us, we'll find out.
Well, he
So
said something.
control.
Or something.
So it's 0.320 is that size. So I'm going to go in and make it 0.350. And it should, no, that made it bigger. I wanted to make it, so I'm going to go 0.275. And it shrinks it down. It's a little bit more time consuming, but it's a whole lot easier doing it this way than it is trying to do it in the other way. And if I want to move it over to like right here and then adjust it to fit there, I can. But it is what it is. I mean, if I fill this in like I want to and get it all animated, it's going to take me some time. It'll probably take about 3 hours to render it out. And then you can do it the other way too. You can actually click on the picture, and then you can go into Fusion, and then you can get a merge right. Well, you can cheat and go shift space, and then you can type in MRG, and it gives you a merge, and then you can add, and it puts it in there automatically for you. And then you can move it around using the merge tool here. So if I grab it right here, I can put this where I want. And you can change the size over here as well too. So you just, sometimes I can't get that. So 0.520, I'll change that to 0.65789 or whatever. And it should have changed, but it didn't, but it will. It's as broad as it is long. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in as to how I want to do it. I can do it this way just as fast as I can doing it in Fusion. But Fusion, as we all know, and we've seen some of the Fusion effects I've done, and you get 18, 19, 20 nodes in there doing different things. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. It really is.
How come Darren's up at this time anyway? Did anybody figure that out?
I asked him, but he never did. Oh, I think he was watching Carrie.
I was watching Carrie.
Yeah.
It's only finished by an hour, but he was on 3.5 hours.
Okay, it's early.
BH Ringer snuck in the house, and he's just sitting in the background being quiet.
You didn't see me coming, did you?
No, didn't even see that you were in the chat room. He kind of snuck in all the way around there. Now we need for Tony Wallow to show up.
Okay, Darren's half asleep, so I'll repeat the question. What are you doing up at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Well, I was up watching the end of that video. Sorry, of that.
I
And I
didn't
just
get
seen you were live. So I thought I'd have a look.
You're
I
up.
mean, well, that's cool. I mean, but it's you have Tuesday and Sunday off, right?
Yep,
But you worked this past Tuesday, didn't you?
I worked it.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
got up tomorrow.
But what's your punishment? The next day off?
Yes.
No, that's tongue in cheek. A lot of places do that. You know, they won't pay you overtime or something.
Oh, our place is bad now. Even if you go bad, they want you to use your holidays.
Come again?
Right, if you go off sick during the week, or you have to use your holidays for that one day, so they don't want
You've got to
money
go.
on you. So they have you on your holiday instead. Well, when I was back 2 weeks ago,
Hey.
I said, stuck here.
I got a question for Gary.
I'm listening.
Do you guys ever send your employees home if they get to a certain amount of hours?
Never.
That's good. I worked for a company that at 37 and a half hours, they started telling you to go home because if you got to 38 or 39 hours, then they were in a different classification and they were never going to let that happen.
No.
That's because they honor labor laws.
No, because they have a union.
Well, that.
No, we were non-union. It had to do with, believe it or not, health care benefits.
No, like I said though, each worker averages just a little over 10,000 for our benefits per year. Now that's health, optical, and dental. We have flex pay, which means you say I want to take 2,000 off a year. Flex covers even diapers you don't get taxed on. That's American.
Wow.
You're kidding. So I mean,
You're kidding.
nope. So I mean, I'm going to say one political thing. People say how bad America's health care is. I am not for it, but if you work at Ford, it's the same thing. So if we go to quote public health care, I want my health care.
Oh yeah, I mean wow. I mean, I've seen some golden handshakes with contracts, but that's unbelievable.
But I just said it was hourly too. I mean, it was not anything special.
Wow.
And in the factory, it's the same thing. So don't go about the calling sick, but if I have to go to the doctor tomorrow, I'd pay $1, literally. If I have to pay for my drugs, I'd pay $3.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
So
There was a time when, you know, when planes were being sold, that you know, there's a lot of people would take public transit, and there's a lot of rumors, but this one was true. if you had a shift come in, say like 8, 10, 15 guys, for overtime, of course, if unions are clocked, somebody would clock somebody in, right? So this was going on, and the guy had a new Corvette, and he takes the bus to work, because getting out at 5 o'clock was like the Indy 500. Jump in your car, literally. Who would anyway, the guy took the bus to work, so he's talking to somebody about it, bragging. His boss is sitting behind him, listening to him. He was one of the few that the union couldn't say they fired him. They looked into the clocking, right? Clocking people in.
Well, this was in the 70s, but I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it's true. We had people that they could get their production done by noon for an 8-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at Ford. I was a programmer when I started. And I'd run reports on this, and I'd say, holy crap, this guy is working, getting paid 40 hours, and he's leaving at noontime. And
I had a guy, when I first moved to San Diego to run the distribution center, I had a guy that would go to work at 2 o'clock in the morning. He had keys to the building, clock in, go home, come to work at 9, 10, 11, whenever he decided he wanted to. Work till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, go home. He'd come back 8 o'clock at night, clock out. And it took us about 3 months to fire him because they wanted to make sure they had everything dotted and crossed and covered, and it was just ridiculous in my opinion. But I mean, that was the way it was. So.
I'll bet you, and I hate to say this, it sounds bad, but was he union?
No, we were a non-union shop. He got passed over for the position. He thought, well, he got lied to by the guy the place that I went out and took his place. The guy that I took the position from lied to him and told him, oh, you're going to get it. It's yours. Don't worry about it. Well, it never was going to be his. He wasn't qualified to run it. And his way of getting back was not only was he stealing time and getting paid, he was stealing product and literally giving it away to some of our clients for free. You know, I caught on to that when I did an inventory, and that showed up. And then I was doing the same thing you were doing, Gary. I was looking at payroll once, and I was like, holy moly, look at, he's making more money than I am. And then well, we changed the locks, and then he got all pissy about that, pardon my language, and he was like, oh, I got to have keys and this, that, and I'm like, well, no, those days are long gone. And he actually told me one time, he said, this company will never fire me. It'll never happen. And I was like, think what you want. In about 3 months, he was gone.
Who did you have pictures of?
Nobody.
Yeah,
pictures of nobody. He thought he was that valuable. He thought because he ran it for about 6 months because it was, I don't know, Superior Essex. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or not. Copper wire. They got plants.
Acetone?
Pardon?
Acetone?
No, Superior Essex. They make magnet wire.
Okay.
And they had a distribution center just south of San Diego for all their customers in California. And he probably ran it a good 6, maybe 7 months because the hiring process was like forever and a day. Had to go to Fort Wayne, had to go to Chicago. And I didn't think I got the position, but I got a call one day and they said, do you want it? I'm like, yeah, get out of Indiana where we have snow, rain, thunderstorms, tornadoes, and go to San Diego. Geez, let me think about that. So, needless to say, I went.
I have a quick question for you, Ken, and maybe get backlash. Did who won in Virginia? Did you hear?
No clue.
Just curious.
Politically?
Who won the governorship today?
Oh, I'm not up on it. I don't know.
Oh, good. Atlanta won the World Series. That's poetic justice right there.
Who did?
Atlanta.
I didn't think you could play baseball on the land anymore.
Yeah, the World Series wasn't going to be moved. They moved the All-Star game out earlier in the year.
I know. I was being a smart ass. Pardon me.
Who won in...
Those two terms are mutually exclusive. You do know that.
Apparently the Republican Youngkin is leading McAuliffe as of 22 minutes ago. Is what Google is showing us. Or as my dietitian said, Mr. Google.
How's your diet stuff going? Yeah.
It's going. I mean, for 2 years I've been watching what I do. Anyway, they want me to eat like more carbs, and I can't see doing that. I weigh 260 right now, and I've been holding at 260 for quite a long time now. Obviously, I can't get out and walk in the winter when the snow finally hits the ground, but they want me to walk 3 times a week. I've looked into the YMCA. I want to do some low impact stuff. And honestly, I don't get wrapped around the number of my weight. I get wrapped around how my clothes fit and how I feel. I'm kind of...
Like you say, when you bend over to tie up your shoes and you come up a little blue, it's time to do
I did that when I lived in California. I've been over to tie my shoes, and I'd like to never stood back up, and I made life changes that night. But I'm not going to be able to go out and run the 100 miles I was running at 40 years old either, and I know that. I know not to even try it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue doing what I need to do. I sent him some emails today. I want to see the kids grow up. My dad passed away from complications of diabetes at 65. I'm 62. But Dad also said one day, he woke up and said, "Oh, to hell with this. I ain't doing it no more. No drugs, no finger sticks, no nothing. 5 pizzas a day, 2 gallons of Coke a day." I mean, what do you expect? I'll tell you one thing. This right here, the coffee, I can't put anything in it now. They've advised me no more additives to the coffee.
How do you do that?
Oh, it's been a challenge, believe. I went in so much and said, "What about tea? Can I drink tea?"
Oh no.
No, it's not happening. So, Darren, are you nodding off on us?
No.
Are you off today? Did I catch that earlier?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, cool. By the way, thank you for asking, Gary. I do appreciate it. Blood sugar numbers were good. I just had all my labs done last week. My blood sugar did go up. My A1C went up by 0.3% from 6.7 to 7.0. But nobody, including me, batted an eyelash over it.
You're not the shot point, are you?
No, I take 4 pills a day, 2 in the morning and 2 at night, of metformin, and that's keeping everything in check. And honestly, I was worried that it was going to really jump up sky high, because about 3 months ago when I went in to see them, they said, "Oh yeah, sure, every once in a great while you can have a piece of cake, or you can have a piece of pie, or you can have some ice cream, or you can have a donut, or you can have this." Let me tell you, when I say I've been enjoying the summer with the sugars and the sweets, yeah, I've been enjoying the summer with the sugars and the sweets. Now, I don't want that to sound as horrible as it does, but it shows that with everything else that I'm doing, it's in check. So that's good. Now, am I going to go out tomorrow and buy a dozen donuts and scarf them down? No, I'm not. In fact, I'm not doing anything until Thanksgiving, and I am going to have a piece of pecan pie, and I am going to put some ice cream on it. I am going to put whipped cream on it.
You're rich. Thanksgiving dinner.
Dude.
I bet you had a steak last night.
Nope. Had bratwurst and cheese and chili.
We had that joke at work today. Somebody came in talking about having steaks, and it's like, I didn't give you a raise. How the hell you afford a steak?
Yeah, really. Actually, I don't like steak that much. It doesn't go well with me. A lot of pork, a lot of chicken, a lot of tuna. She's been making a lot of egg salad lately. So, I mean, they literally want me to write down everything I eat so that in 3 months we can go, okay, let's look at the results of, gosh, you're eating like a rabbit again, or you're not eating. And the big keto diet that everyone jumped on a couple years ago, it damn near killed me because I was eating nothing but protein, 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 and protein, and your body needs carbs, whether we like it or not. You have to have carbs. And I went to the doctor and I said, I don't know what's going on. And the guy said, it's simple. You're not eating any carbs. He goes, go home and eat some carbs. You'll be fine. And since that day, I've been fine. And I got a good doctor now. I'm on my 3rd doctor with the VA. And of course, we all know that's a revolving door. But if this guy sticks around, I think I'm gonna like him because he's no bullshit. He's like, this is the way it is. He goes, you can do what you want. I can't force you to do anything, but this is the consequences if you do what, if you continue down this path. And he goes, but looking at your numbers, you're obviously not going to do that. So we'll see. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. My 2nd doctor, so are we still live in chat? And if we are, give me just a minute and we will catch that up like right now. I gotta go find it. There we go. So is there still volume, Darren? Is there still volume in? Is there still audio coming through on this live stream? Okay. Gary says Ken. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at that. Actually, I want to see something while I'm waiting. If anyone comes back or not. Really? I can't go down and... Are you kidding me? They didn't drive?
What happened?
Oh, I'm just looking at La Jolla. I wanted to see... Okay, I was in the wrong spot.
This is La Jolla. Relatives are Ken. Doug's in that area, isn't he?
Doug's in Fresno, way up north.
How come you guys keep cutting out as soon as I open my app?
Well, at least 2 of us rejoined. I don't know who else. I want to see something here. So
If I had a feeling,
there's Darren. Gazebo.
if I had a feeling, you might actually be able to find it and heard it.
Coast Boulevard.
But since I don't have any feeling, go ahead.
So this is where I stayed. I don't know if it's coming through on the stream or not.
There's a guy down in Nova Scotia still trying to hot glue his broken branch on his on his pot plant.
Is that BH Ringer? Audio on live stream is good. Thank you, BH Ringer. I appreciate that. I did put the new 90-minute. There he is. He's joining us. So, why pay for this if you can relatively quickly get a new one going? That's kind of the way to go.
Maybe we should all kick in $1.50 or something.
Yeah, it's not needed. So can you guys see? Let me go down the street just a little bit right here. A little bit more. So I don't know if you're still watching the stream or not, but you see these 2 buildings? Well, let's let it catch up. I need the Jeopardy music again.
Is YouTube still going?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to shut it off here. I had to put I thought about not doing it, but then I don't have everyone's email, and it's just so much quicker to do this. So, okay, so the stream's up and running. You see those 2 buildings in the background that are kind of brown and they look horrible and whatever? Well, I stayed on the top floor on this one on the left, or the right, and I had a beautiful view of the Pacific Ocean from that room. And the company I work for would not let me move out of it. They were footing the bill, so I finally got to the point where, like, you know what? They're footing the bill. Fine, I'm going to stay here. My boss...
City was that in?
Huh?
What city was that in?
La Jolla, California. Where the money's at.
Is that one of the smog capitals?
No, it's there's a lot of money in La Jolla. It's in San Diego. It's north of San Diego. Scripps Aquarium's there. Man, it was nice. I really enjoyed it. anyone that come to visit from Chicago, we went to La Jolla and had dinner in La Jolla. I mean, again, the company was paying for it, so did I care? Not really. So, but can you?
Real that bad in California, like they talk about it?
In Los Angeles, I believe that it is. Yes, I don't know so much about in La Jolla. The problem with La Jolla was on the weekend you could not drive on these streets because of everyone being out. This little green pasture or whatever this is, park area, there's wall-to-wall people. I mean, wall to people and dogs. And this says this was updated in 2021. I seriously doubt that. Well, wait a minute. Has someone got any mask on? No. 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 See if I can find the seals. Yeah, so you see this area right here? Let me see if I can. I'm trying to expand it.
I still won't see it.
Well, it was called Seal Beach, and the seals would go up in there and they would all sun themselves and bathe, or, you know, lay out, and people would go down there and disturb them. It was pathetically sad, actually. I don't see people with masks, so I don't, even though this says 2021, now this is saying November 2020. Oh, that guy's got a mask on. Cool. So I noticed Gary was muted and BH. Gary, are you back?
Yep.
All right, and BH Ringer's muted.
My dog wanted to go out.
So someone asked about Doug. He hadn't been doing anything in the last couple of days.
Yeah, so yeah, it was raining, but yeah, I haven't heard or seen him.
Yeah, he's up in Fresno, way up north. Him and Tim Soul, they both live in Fresno. And Tim and I became friends on Facebook. He's doing a lot of photography with some airplane shows. A lot of nice pictures.
Was he the one that was threatening pilots yesterday, saying to shoot one?
I hope not. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, it was a joke. Somebody was saying yesterday they were going to shoot pilots. You know, photography shoot.
Oh, God.
I'm not joking. He said I'm going to shoot pilots.
He judges the airplanes that race around the pylons. That would be.
Oh, that's cool. I've seen that.
Yeah.
What's that? Reminds me of Harry Potter.
The pylon racing reminds you of Harry Potter?
Remember on the cruise where they're going flying around? They got the ball. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't watch much Harry Potter. Now, as the girls get older, we might. In fact, I asked my son yesterday what's kind of their favorite music, and he goes, "Come on, Dad, they're going to be 3. They don't have favorite music." So they put me in my place every now and then. So
the story of what's J.K. Rowling, it's amazing. They could take a trip on a train, and it seems like your world's all screwed up. You fall asleep and you daydream, looking out the window. Darren can attest more to the way the trains are in England.
I rode the trains in Korea all the time.
They don't have trains.
You
I've
did?
never been on trains. I've never been on a bus.
Oh gosh,
It's sort of like a metro.
you want to talk about the buses? Go to Korea and get on a bus, man. Holy cow!
They don't have buses.
Do what?
I'm in the Detroit area. We honestly do not have buses.
Really? Detroit doesn't have. Well, they got it. They don't have a bus system in Detroit.
We went through to Detroit where we didn't want to, but we had to coming back here.
I mean, they do, but they have literally this.
Never saw one. Not one bus.
I mean, they have like less than 20, literally. And we
Wow.
have 600,000 people.
Wow. Well, Lorna mentioned the other day. She says, like, I don't see any buses here, and I'm like, well, there are none. And she goes, but Las Vegas had all kind of buses, which they did. They had 24-hour bus service, and practically every route ran 24 hours. I mean, we're barely 17,000 population here. there are buses, but they're privately owned. One system is run by the university, and the other 3 are run by people that I wouldn't trust. So, you all right?
Yeah, carry on.
So I'm rendering this out again. Probably this weekend I'll do some really heavy adding and rendering and making the effects I want to add. See what happens. I'm about to get it where I want. And then my next project is I'm going to take each grandchild and get infant pictures, and then year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, all the way to whenever I decide to stop it. Which is why I wanted the music, because if they have a favorite song like "The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, Round," when you got grandchildren, these are the songs you listen to. So I don't know. I'm obviously not going to put something like that in there. Wow, that looks pretty interesting. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 effects. Graphics card would help out so much. But with Christmas coming up, that's not going to happen. Unless I get...
You missed your... Oh,
Yeah, well, I should have actually invested it when I bought the computer, or when I built it. I should have went ahead and did it then. Pardon?
There was actually a time I almost sent Carrie $5,000. Almost. No, I mean, this is no knock against Carrie. Okay, this is me.
Why did you bet?
Why did I what?
You said you almost bet $5,000. And I said, on what?
No, sent Carrie.
$5,000.
For a computer? Yeah. For a build?
No, for the channel.
Oh.
I wouldn't give my wife $5,000.
You know the truth. Gary, when it splits, you give them a hell of a lot more than $5,000. But no, it's when I look at this COVID thing and everything, and the people get so wrapped up, I can see it. But no, common sense rules. But that was my point. Had this been the time then, you would have had a mysterious package show up, and you would have had it. Don't ask me to explain what sense this makes. It doesn't. One thing I found in this time, nothing makes sense. I mean, Gary's about the only one I've ever talked to recently that may actually retire with what him and his family, or him and his wife, had in mind actually happening.
I actually retired last year. I got offered a new job. That's my work.
No, I mean, that's what my dad worked Customs and Excise Canada. And he had it all planned out. And I think a couple of years before he was offered PM1, which I didn't know what that means. It's obviously promotion. He brought home a book. It was 3 inches thick. But he thought, well, I'm going to retire in a year, just almost 2. I'll get a larger pension, which he did do. But so I hear you, Gary. You take what you can to. It's got to come back in your pension, right? Somewhere.
From this position, I won't have a pension. I only have 5 years at this company.
But you've had 5 years in as VP?
No. The first company I worked at was Ford. I worked there for 13 years. Then I worked 2 years at another company. And then I worked 30 years at another company and retired. And I was at a restaurant with my wife, and they've been tracking down the lady. It's the CEO at this company. It's a woman.
Right.
And her and her husband were almost sitting next to us. And she'd been tracking down for like 4 days. And my wife and I are eating, and she came and sit down and started talking to us. And she knew who I was. I didn't know her.
Yeah.
And then I had to go for physicals. When I said I'll take the job, I had physicals. I do the racing, but you know, I have insurance for that in case I get hurt.
Right.
So
I'm amazed that the obviously you have to tell them about that license, NHRA license.
I have to tell them about everything I've done for the last 20 years, literally.
But there's no company I was ever with that you made the slightest inference that that wasn't everything you did, you know, that job.
Well, they asked, I think it does, which is funny, they asked if I ever flew out of the plane, if I've ever deep sea swimming, if I have a boat, you know, one that you go out in the ocean, motorcycle.
You got like what, top secret clearance?
No. If I get hurt, they want to be covered.
Mm.
That's it.
So if I have a motorcycle and go outside and go 100 mile an hour, I'm more likely to get hurt than if I am in the car.
That's true.
And
I told you about that. This is how I stepped up in drag racing. We came back from Reading, Pennsylvania, 2 in the morning, and the guy blew his engine, and it was a step up.
Oh, I know
Here,
what's
you know,
wrong.
STO blocks, you know, race blocks. And they said to me, you know, Roy's quitting. What? Like, Roy was married, younger than me, obviously. He was a butcher. He had a butchering business. He had a lot of money. And his wife was concerned he's going to kill himself. So anyway, the engines, you know, I stepped up, you know, the 20,000 went out and all the blocks came in and the assemblies, everything. Anyway, Roy comes in one day, he's dressed in white and blue leather. He's got a Suzuki, you know, race bike.
those will do 180 or something.
Yeah, miles per hour.
Right, I'm sorry, yeah.
And his wife, we only had one guy, I told you, Gary, racing Jason, but Florida. He was the only one ever died in a car, you know, but, yeah, talk about, yeah, I don't want you killing yourself. And then he comes in with one of those bikes.
I have a list of things that I might change my mind and do this year, or, you know, not this year per se, but let's say next April I decide to do sky jumping, or, you know, with a parachute.
Yep.
I have to let them know before I do it.
Oh, yeah. And you know what they're going to say to you?
Can't do it.
Enjoy your retirement. Bye.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, actually,
this isn't Davinci, but it just was.
Yeah, I'm rendering. I was trying to figure out why it's so slow, and then it dawned on me because I forgot. I got these all turned on. I forgot to turn them off. But now I can stop it because it's past my new one. So I can do that. I will show you guys something here. Another hour has passed. So how do I get back?
Go up all day, all night.
Yeah, but when I block it out, I mean I can hear it because I'm sitting right next to it. But
When is she going in, Dad, next? When is she going in?
tomorrow at 2, she's in there watching Frozen 2, Disney Plus on the Roku.
Oh,
I'm
she's
trying to see if I can get over here where the paragliders are at. Yeah, here we go. Torrey Pines. I bet I can't go down there though, huh? Oh, maybe I can. Wow, are you kidding? Maybe I can't. It showed it I could. Shows that there's there. There we go. See. Oh, wait. I was hoping I could get close enough to show you guys some paragliders out here. That was real big in La Jolla. And then Gary will probably know, right behind this green fence right here is Torrey Pines. I've actually stood on that golf course. You can get on the waiting list, or you can go there at 4 o'clock in the morning and wait for cancellations. I would have liked to have played it at least once, but that was never going to happen. But I have stood on the green. I have stood on one of the putting surfaces, which is not big to a lot of people, but it was pretty cool, I thought. So right here is here's the Torrey Pines glider port, and then Black's Beach is known because it's a nudist beach. So you can imagine why the glider pointers where it's at. I wish
You want any footage? Because back then I got 5 drones over there right at the moment.
Do you?
And try to see if we can't extort some money somewhere. Times are tough, you know. You got to do what you have to do.
Sure.
And I tell you,
Can't believe.
where I worked, like since let's see, 1920 was when it was put in. So that was like talk about the sticks, right? As far as Toronto goes. So the CFP Downsview was in there on the north side. So you had to have an aircraft on the south, more or less. And you had your own runway and a tower. But the Canadian Armed Forces were on the north. And you hear rumors, you know, like, well, Gary would know, and that size of thing. There's all kinds of rumors. Some things you believe, and you kind of know from the source. So there's
VH ringer.
what's he up to?
How do you spot a blind man at a nudist colony? It's not hard.
Why are you? Oh yeah, I know why you're not in here saying that.
That's funny.
I know what. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That guy's got a good sense of humor. But
So I'm guessing
anyway,
these little dots down here.
there's Wilson Avenue. You know, like Toronto grew. So there's buses and everything. That's why I say when the plant got out at 5 o'clock, you didn't get out. You didn't go. It was you see the races where they run to their cars. You know, the drivers. Literally, that was what it was. They'd run you over. Anyway, I heard one time about military fighter jet. They were the only ones that were allowed till Bombardier bought it to bring in jet aircraft and overshot the runway. And they you might know it more, like Tim and all them, can about aircraft. And they had these great big, it's like trees they buried, you know, of the wood with the chains. And you could go out, I went out Whistling Avenue deliberately, and you look just to the left. It wasn't north. It's just like a city street. The buses, it's very congested. And here's one of them with the front nose gear taken out by the chains. He was literally 100 feet from the street. He overshot the runway. I thought it was a CF-105, but that's what the arrow was. But it's one of the fighter jets. And he overshot it. If that chain didn't happen, he would have been going right across a major street, right through buses with people in it, right, you know, everything.
Yeah, just so you all know, I'm not trying to get to Black's Beach. I'm trying to see if I can find some gliders or not.
Is that live?
No, this is just static. I don't know if I can go to La Jolla Shores glider port. I don't know if they have a website or not. No, maybe they do.
Why don't you go see it does outside?
I thought that live shot that, I can't even remember who sent that to me now. Well, I think it might have been Darren for Abbey Road. That was awesome.
I love it, yeah.
That was fantastic. So, we used to go, Lorna and I used to go out here a lot and take a lot of pictures. You can do a tandem jump.
How did he do that? He's in Newcastle. That's in London. How did he...
Darren, was that you that sent me the Abbey Road feed for the live feed? Or was that BH Ringer? Was it you?
No, I didn't know that.
Somebody
No, that was
did.
me too.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was that BH Ringer that did that?
Yeah, I sent that to you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. So,
It's a long haul to get from Newcastle to London.
It's only 300 miles.
he's going to go and get us pictures.
All my cousins have done it.
Tandem flight. I want to see what their weight restrictions are now, real quick. It used to be 250, but it's expensive. It's a 20-25 minute flight. The paraglider. There's a tandem person right there. I wanted to do it, but I never did. See if the prices are in here.
Talking about aircraft, I'm just wondering, Gary.
$125.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, that's the hang glide. The paragliding was 175, but there's a weight restriction in here somewhere. But I believe it was 250 at the time. I believe.
Gary, you might be able to answer this. Jet cars. What license do you have to have for that?
I know what you're talking about. Matter of fact, there's a lady in Florida that has one, but I don't know what license that would be under.
For what?
Yeah, he's talking the jet car. But basically, it goes the same speed from beginning to end. I mean, it starts, it goes. Usually enough fuel stops after about a quarter of a mile.
That's good.
Well, they never come because Florida, like they have John Forson for it wasn't a sanction,
No.
Major track, and
Right.
they brought one guy in, and so the lanes, the 6 lanes that come up,
Yes.
if you're in, they're empty, and they have a big plywood wall, and he was in the left lane, and I was waiting to go, and that bloody thing, holy mackerel. You never see the fireball, hardly. And I thought it was going to take out the windows. Most of the car had fiberglass front end. The windshield, the side windows were the only thing that was not Lexan. And the blast from that thing, man, and he hit it up. There's no brakes in case I thought, Ken, you'd know about jet cars. No brakes. There's only chutes.
Well, I want to make my electric car go faster, so I put headers on it.
It's great. But his wife goes down to the end at the timing lights, at the end, and she's waving at him when he comes in. What a stupid dizzy. Do you know what would happen to her if that moved 6 inches?
Wouldn't be pretty, that's for sure.
But the chutes are open, and but yeah, they were enjoyable. But I just wondered. I know they're exhibition only, but they got to have licenses, Have you ever seen them, Ken?
I actually like it. There's electric drag cars right now, but you didn't know that.
The electrical, sorry?
Electric drag cars.
Yeah.
Well, they just did was it 2 weeks ago, they just did a test at the Indianapolis 500 with driverless cars, and they got up to 135 mile an hour, which I find to be interesting. I was at the Speedway when they broke the 200 mile an hour barrier, 1977, I believe it was. Tom Sneva is who broke it. And then, I mean, they built it up like it was such a big deal, but then one of the colleges that was doing it said, oh, by the way, we don't want this to sound like it does. We were single file. We were not racing. We were not close to any other cars, but we did achieve 135 mile an hour. So it was interesting. It was very interesting.
I have no clue, and I have nothing to do with work with this, but I don't believe we'll ever see that for 50 years.
Oh, I don't.
The problem is,
What, autonomous cars to drive themselves?
yeah. See, the problem is we got to make sure you don't touch the steering or the brakes or the pedal.
Right. And then, I mean, there's too many idiots in the world that, they get in this car, it'll drive itself, and they jump in the back seat, and then they get killed, so that sets them back another 5 years.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't see, me personally, I don't see how that it's going to work, because it's got to shoot a signal up to the satellite. It's got to shoot a signal back to the road. It's got to pick out old Grandma Smith walking across the road and stop that vehicle.
And how quick does she walk? You know, boom, boom, or
Yeah, I mean, that was a big problem in Korea, that we had more Koreans get killed because they'd start across the road, they get about exactly halfway, here comes a 40-ton truck from the military, and instead of keep going across the street, they'd go back where they came from and they'd get run over.
mm-hmm.
And it was, I mean, it was horrible.
I believe you.
Horrible.
And like I said, autonomous, like what you just said it, but you can't touch anything. So it's almost, you better be in the back seat. You're gonna see some lady you're gonna touch before the car can change it.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, "Oh my God!" You're gonna see a deer. You know.
Yeah.
I have deer back in my backyard right now.
That'd be
They
nice.
actually have a little. My daughter came home and had deers in the garage. I mean, she went out to the store, 5 minutes away, and forgot to shut the garage door. She came in, got out of her car. She's hearing noises here. Something's going on. Just got three deer in there.
So you guys buy a lot of carrots every week, eh?
We buy carrots, everything. You can't shoot them though, the deer.
I know. That's.
You can't put bait out and shoot them, but I mean, you have hunting season.
We're not in a city, but we're in.
Oh yeah, you're probably like I am. So I'm trying to find. I'll go with this one. So let the stream catch up. Oh, that's a horrible one. Let me go back. I don't like that one. Why did that open up over there? So we got a 10-minute warning now? Yep, 9 minutes.
How many beers does BH have tonight anyway? He's awfully quiet.
I don't know. Ask him.
Hey BH, how many beers have you had tonight?
Considerable.
Considerable. So have you been drinking tonight, sir? Considerable. Maybe this one. Yeah, okay, so this picture right here, if it comes up, golly, that's so far behind. Let it catch up here. Jeez, thought I was slow.
How's the two?
Yeah, there's two, but here's, okay, so that one that finally shows up, that's a 40-ton vehicle. It is not going to stop on a dime. It's not going to stop in 100 feet at 35 miles an hour. It just ain't. I was training a desk sergeant to take my place on the desk when I was in the Army, and there was a call came in that a Korean woman, a grandmother, had started across the road, got almost across the road, and for whatever the reason she turned and she literally got flattened by this vehicle.
Jaywalking?
Well, I was the only traffic investigator assigned to that unit, so you know who had to go work that. And I tried my best. Well, I'm training this guy to be the desk, to be a new desk sergeant. I can't go. You're going to have to call Soul and bring someone up. No, Sergeant Stout, you're going to go work it. No, I'm not. I'm training. Yeah, I lost that argument, needless to say.
You never began to win it.
Yeah, I didn't really put up that big of a fight. I mean, I may have been able to get out of it. I've never seen a human body that thin in my life, and it was sad. And then, I mean, they tell them, if you start across the road, do not stop. Go across. Don't stop. It's just sad. It really is sad. So how many people here have seen Squid Game?
The what?
The Netflix series Squid Game. I think that's what it's called.
I've seen it advertised, but I don't know anything about it.
It's alright.
Is it literally like the stuff they threw on the ice on Hockey Night in Canada?
No,
serious.
I believe that's a little cleaner than what this was. Not as violent. I mean, I think your hockey's a little less violent, if there is such a way of putting it.
Well, heck, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah, exactly. I think I changed that already.
Have you ever played hockey with Teamsters? I have.
I've never played hockey in my life. I used to ice skate. You know what? One of the hardest sports I ever tried was? I played basketball. I'm 6'4". I played baseball. I ran track. I ran cross country. I boxed. I swam.
You what? Swam. Okay.
Swam in a pool. You know, you jump in a pool and you try to go as fast as you can. I didn't play in school, but I played golf. You know what the hardest, and I ran 100 miles a week to be in shape, which was fun. You know what the hardest sport I ever participated in was?
Walking.
Fencing.
I never did fence. Boxing. You would think 3 minutes in a boxing ring. I was just amazed at how much wear and tear. Not to mention when you get smacked upside the head with the boxing glove.
Heavy.
I'm just curious, and it's not what it sounds, because you get UFC and all this. Do you? Okay, this is on YouTube, so do you wear any protection in boxers? Did you get my drift?
I'm sure you do.
No, I mean, listen, it's a.
He wants to know if you wear a condom.
Oh, you
Oh.
Did I put this as this is a children's show? No, I clicked it's not a children's show.
I mean, really, when you think about it, no rabbit punches, no this, no that, yeah, whack.
Right, and we're surely not going to let you bite someone's ear off, like what's his name did.
Punch.
No, whatever, yeah.
Mike Tyson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tyson, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. That was weird. It looked like the guy was trying to turn the guy on or something. Like, really, I mean, wow. I mean, yeah, I could see the referee standing there going and say, my God, I don't believe what I'm watching. But yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, it's the reality of it,
Okay,
It's,
that's cool.
I got a joke for you. I had a friend who used to come over to the house, and we'd sleepovers, And I can brag to you.
Do what?
I had a friend who used to come over to the house, and we have a sleepover. With
Over, yeah, okay. Yeah.
no big deal. And this is true as hell, but you're gonna think I'm faking it. He'd tell my dad he's gonna be the richest person in the world one day. And my dad would make fun of him. Not bad, like a dad would type of thing.
Yeah.
And when he went to college, my dad wrote a letter for him, to get him accepted.
Right.
And his dad wrote a letter for me, same college. And he is the one, my dad died on a Friday night, and he couldn't get a hold of him on Thursday. He called him every couple of weeks just to see how my dad was doing, just talking. And this guy called me and said, hey, Gary, I can't get a hold of your dad. You might want to call and find out what's wrong with him. And he had died like 8 hours before.
Hey,
Want to guess who I went to college, school with? High school and junior high?
Bill Gates.
Steve Ballmer.
Who?
Steve Ballmer. Anybody know?
I know the name and I don't know why.
He was CEO of Microsoft.
I was thinking IBM, but then now Microsoft.
He's worth about $60 million, or
Wasn't-
$60 billion.
Wasn't it Gates, Balmer, and Zankowski or something like that?
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I tell all the people I know when I'm joking around, I bet you haven't slept with a billionaire. I don't like that.
You hear stories like what Gary just had. Couldn't get a hold of your dad. You ever hear these stories about somebody just knowing something.
He was a kid. He was a kid. I used to tease him. And he was a kid. You never said that to somebody that you're going to drive a car that passes or jump off a building in a parachute or something, you know.
Yeah.
He was a junior high.
I guess where I'm coming from is your friend phoned you up and said, Gary, I can't get a hold of your dad.
Yep.
Something's wrong. That's what he's referring, right?
Yep.
Do you believe that happens?
No, I believe he could get hold of my dad. He'd call him about every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just,
So I'm going to do the Doug thing here. We got 1:26 seconds. Do we want to restart Zoom when this one runs out? Yes or no?
I'll do it.
I got an iGo from Blackwatch. Darren?
No, I'll be going to bed.
What? You've been up? Why? Might as well stay up now.
Aaron, your hands are cold. Get away from me.
Gary, what about you? Are you about to call it a night?
It's up to you guys.
Oh, I definitely will. We got less than a minute, so I will put the link in the chat room, and whoever joins us, and whoever doesn't.
I'm here all night, but I won't be talking about Davinci.
I stopped Davinci. I got done what I wanted to get done.
Okay, I'm back.
Punch it up, Popo. Punch it up.
Waiting for it to go away. Of course, now we're going to be here. Let's start the cue Jeopardy music.
Have a good night, Darren.
Thank you. See you
Yep,
next
Darren, I'll
time.
talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you, Aaron. Take care, bud.
See you then.
It's going to cut out here. It just says less than a minute.
Sleep well, Darren.
So, you know what? I'll go ahead and get ready for this. Return to meeting. I guess I got to let it completely end, I guess.
That's the longest minute you got.
I know, I'm telling you. There we go.
Are we back?
We are. At least two of us. Yep.
Gary, did you get my inference about Gary's friend? Saying he couldn't get a hold of his dad?
Yes.
And he basically
What
said
the
he just couldn't get a hold of him, right?
Yeah, hold on. I started something I didn't want to start. Let me close that. Can I do that?
Yeah, it's called marriage, man.
There we go. Now, I was going to go look at something in Photoshop real quick.
Ah, BH is in the house.
Yep.
Hey, have you had so many beers your tongue is fuzzy? Is that why you can't talk?
No, I think I'm fine.
Just kidding. I don't know what the... Here's what I tell Ken BH. Are we still on YouTube? We are.
I can. Well, if I kill that, then I've got your email. I got BH's email, so I can. Let me go ahead and kill that. Okay, so go.
Oh, you got the email, don't you? Got the
Yep, I got them. So,
you know,
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and in the stream, and I don't have the camera running, so you guys can't see me do the cheesy wave bye. But thanks everyone for joining. Tony, if you're still watching, thank you for joining. Robert, I know you're long gone. BH Ringer, you're still there. Darren just left. I'm leaving. We are now officially